It was a huge mansion. Grandma looked like she was a millionaire. We were led inside to an elegant, strict-looking woman who seemed shocked to see us. I thought she was going to start shouting, but instead she pulled me close and gave me a tight hug.
Oh, how I've longed to see you. You're so beautiful and all grown up.
Mom, I'm sorry I kept her away from you, but Grandma pulled her in too.
We've been apart for way too long, darling, and I've been much too lonely. I'm sorry I was so stubborn too. I'm just so glad you're back.
Wow, Grandma was cool. And just like that, my life completely changed. We moved into the mansion right away, and Grandma treated me like a princess. She took me and my mom to a fancy salon and then to amazing malls and restaurants. It was the best weekend of my life. The weekend just flew by, and it was time to get back to my own school. No, literally. Yeah, my grandest thing I did was invite Chris and Lisa to my new home, and they were awestruck. We had the most amazing time in the pool and an in-house movie theater. But soon enough, my popularity in school started rising too. I was suddenly being invited to all the cool kids' parties. People wanted to sit next to me at lunch, especially the boys. And I had to admit, I was enjoying it. A few weeks later on a school trip, I got onto the bus and looked around for Lisa, but she wasn't there. Just then, Claire called out to me. "Hey girl, I saved you a seat." I reluctantly sat down next to her. "Look, I know we haven't always gotten along, but maybe it's time to change that. I've seen you in gym class, and you have some natural cheerleading talents. So just come and audition tomorrow, okay?" I knew she was only being nice to me now because I was rich, but I'd always wanted to try out for cheerleading. I told her I'd audition, and just then, Lisa walked onto the bus. "Seriously? You're sitting with the witch? You could have saved me a spot. Thanks for nothing." "Hey, come on, that's kind of rude." "Oh, was I rude to your new friend? Sorry." And with that, Lisa got off to sit in the other bus. It took 2 days for us to make up after that. I was having fun being a cheerleader, but with the practices and the games and after parties, I got less and less time to hang out with Lisa and Chris. One day, I was sitting with them in the cafeteria when the most popular jock in school, Dave, slid right next to me and grinned. "Hey, so I've got this awesome party at my place this Saturday. Think you could make it? You'll break my heart if you say no. You can bring your friends too, if you want." I said yes and turned to them excitedly, but Chris muttered he had to go somewhere and left, and Lisa glared at me and stormed off too. I followed her. "Hey, what was that? Someone invites you to a party and that makes you mad?" "No, you make me mad. Flirting with that jerk and going to this stupid party this weekend? I mean, who are you? A few months ago, we were making fun of these rich, spoiled kids, and now you're one of them." "Oh, really? What's bothering you, Lisa? That I'm rich or that I'm popular? That you're pretending to be someone you're not, and you can't even see who really cares about you? What is that supposed to mean? And I care about you guys. I want you to go with me." "No thanks. You used to be pretty cool, and now I don't know who this pathetic loser is." "What did you just call me?" I pulled her back by her shirt, and she started walking, and she turned around and attacked me. As we wrestled on the ground, Claire came running and pulled her off of me, but Lisa pushed her aside and left. And suddenly, I just felt really bad. Lisa and I had never fought like this before. I kept trying to call both her and Chris on Saturday, but neither of them replied. And then I was mad, so I went to the party that evening anyway. I was having a great time, especially since Dave was being so attentive and dancing with me. I went to use the bathroom, and when I returned, I found Dave with Claire to start being a better friend again. He got up and walked inside, leaving me in tears. He was the best guy. How could I have been so blind? The next day, our school was competing in a big baseball game, but I had something more important to do. Lisa was having some of her amazing photographs displayed in a small gallery, and I had to be there. As I was admiring a photo, I heard her behind me. "Wow, didn't expect to see you here. You're so good at missing things. Also, isn't there a big game today? What's the team gonna do without their star cheerleader?" "I don't care. I'm just sorry for being a terrible friend, Lisa. You were right about everything. Those people are awful. And I was so stupid for not seeing that. I'm sorry for hurting you. Please forgive me. And let me join the cool kids club again? Lisa slowly grinned and then hugged me so hard I nearly fell down. And when I told her all about the party, she was angrier than I was. Oh my God, that witch is so gonna pay for it. The next day during the last lesson, the teacher walked in and said the principal was calling me, Lisa, and Claire into her office. Claire looked shocked as the three of us made our way. And sitting there already was Grandma and Dave. What's going on here? You said my grandma would go bonkers, Claire. And she really did when she found out about your plan to kidnap me. What are you talking about? What plan? Didn't you say you texted the whole plan to Dave? And with that, Lisa whipped out Dave's phone that she'd stolen from his locker earlier. And luckily, the moron hadn't deleted the text. The principal was horrified, and they were both immediately expelled. As Lisa and I jumped around and hugged, I said, "Just got one more thing to take care of now." I ran down the corridor to see Chris walking out of the school building, and I caught up to him. As he turned around, I put my arm around him and gave him a kiss. Whoa, what was that? I was just curious. Listen, can I ask you out for dinner this weekend? Without Lisa, of course? I think... Hi, I'm Dora. Please like and subscribe. I lived in New York with my single mom. Dad left us long ago, and ever since, Mom had to work really hard to support us both. I had a happy life, except when I was 4, I fell really sick once, and after I recovered, I'd lost hearing completely in one ear. Luckily, one of Mom's employers was an ear doctor, and she gave me a hearing aid that I could easily hide behind my hair. Mom had to work double shifts for months to pay for it, but when it was time for school, she put me in the best one in town. On the very first day as I walked in, I bumped straight into a girl and we both fell down. So did my hearing aid. Watch where you're going, loser face. I quickly picked up my hearing aid and ran off before the girl got up, but soon after she walked into my classroom. Her name was Claire, and she just kept glaring at me the whole time. Later that day at the cafeteria, she came to my table and banged her tray on it. "This is my seat, Dumbo." Oh, wait. What's that twinkling thing behind your hair? That's just a hearing aid. I have a... Ew! Didn't someone tell you this isn't the right school for kids with problems? With that, she suddenly pulled my hearing aid and threw it down on the floor. Just as she was about to stomp on it, a girl my age leapt out of nowhere and grabbed her leg. "Don't you dare do that, you bully witch!" Claire just kicked her off and laughed. Oh, how sweet. A poor girl defending a deaf girl? You two could complete each other. And do you think you scare me, idiot? As I was picking up my hearing aid, she pounced at me, but just then a boy stepped in and grabbed her hand. "You should be scared, because the three of us can really kick your butt." They both pushed Claire away and sat near me. How sweet. That's how I first met the twins, Chris and Lisa, who soon became my best friends. Years passed, but since that day, Claire was our sworn enemy. She was such a pain in our butts, bullying us all the time. Luckily, I had Lisa and Chris by my side, and we had the best times together. One evening in 8th grade, I was just hanging out with the twins at their treehouse, and I was the last one to climb down the rope ladder. Just as I had started to, the rope suddenly snapped. I went screaming to the ground, but before I could hit it, Chris caught me. "I got you. You're okay." "Chris, you just saved my life. You're my hero." Just then my phone started ringing, and it was my mom. She was crying. I told Chris I had to go, and I ran home to find Mom in tears. She'd lost both her jobs, and she hadn't paid rent for months. I had no idea things were that bad. There's only one thing I can think of now. I'll have to call Mom. Mom? You mean I have a grandma? Mom then told me that Grandma had never wanted her to marry Dad, and when she did anyway, Grandma cut all ties with Mom. She probably hates me, and I don't know if she'll help, but I have to try. The next morning, when we took a cab to Grandma's place, I was amazed to see the size of it. Dinner and went to the park. Moments later, I saw a woman running around and crying like crazy. "Have you seen my little girl? She was next to me a minute ago, and I can't find her anywhere. Please, help me find my baby." I ran everywhere looking for this woman's baby. Just then, I saw a small figure by the edge of the river. She smiled at me and waved goodbye, then jumped into the water. The woman screamed, and I jumped after the baby and saved her. The woman couldn't stop thanking me. She told me the baby's name was Zoe and offered to pay me some money. Oh, no, I couldn't possibly take it. I only did what I had to. The woman then offered me a babysitting job and said she'd pay me $3,000 a month. I couldn't believe it. I accepted and went home with a big smile. I told Mom about it, but I said it was only $1,000, so I could save the rest for my college. She started jumping and dancing and said I was the best child in the world. Yeah, right. The next day after school, Mom insisted on walking me to my new workplace. It was even bigger than the rich woman's mansion. I was scared that Mom might steal something, so I gave her $200 and told her to leave. I followed a maid to the living room where I found a guy kissing some girl on the couch. Just then, the woman came in with Zoe, who jumped into my arms immediately. This is my stepson, Joseph. He'll be leaving now with his girl, right, Joseph? When he finally broke apart and got up, I saw that he was a couple of years older than me, and so darn gorgeous. But then I saw the girl with him. It was freaking Anastasia, but she had a boyfriend in school. The rich lady introduced me as Zoe's babysitter, and I could see Anastasia's lip curling into a grin. Oh, this was bad. The next day at school, she pulled me into an empty classroom. Well, look who's a big fat liar. I knew you were poor and that psycho was your mom. How do you think everyone in school will react when they find out you've been lying all these years? Oh, how do you think your boyfriends will react when they find out you're a two-timing witch? You wouldn't dare. Fine. I'll keep your secret if you'll keep mine. Deal. I didn't care about her love life as long as my secret was safe. 3 months passed with me being Zoe's nanny, and I was loving it. But I'd also become really good friends with Joseph, and now I was hating myself for lying to him about his girlfriend. One time when Zoe was asleep, he slipped into the nursery and showed me this beautiful necklace. Hey, what do you think? Anastasia will love this, right? Oh, yes, she'd be crazy not to. I felt awful, but suddenly he came closer, and my heart started beating faster. He brushed away my hair and said softly, "You've got some ketchup on your nose, silly. Looks kind of cute, though." Just then, Zoe woke up and started crying. Oh, thank God. Before I got to her, Joseph picked her up and started singing. Okay, another cute scene like this, and I will marry him right now. Later that night, I decided, Hi, I'm Nadia from Georgia. Please like and subscribe. When I was 5, Mom shook me awake one night and whispered, "Come, Nadia, we're leaving." Why, Mommy? She just told me to be quiet and spat on Dad's sleeping face before we left. I wasn't too sad about leaving because those two fought like crazy. Maybe things would be better now. We went to live with my grandma, who wasn't happy to see us at all. Ugh, you're back. You could have brought me a boy at least. Girls are useless. But Grandma, you're also a girl. A really old, smelly one, but still. I escaped her flying shoe by an inch. Grandma made Mom work 2 jobs to provide for us, and we never did anything fun. So I was really excited when my friend Irene invited me to her birthday party. As we were gathered around the table, Irene's mom suddenly came in screaming, "Where's the freaking birthday cake? It was in the kitchen 2 minutes ago." Someone suddenly pointed to the window, and to my horror, I saw Mom sneaking off with Irene's cake. Was she crazy? Irene's mom ran out like a bullet and snatched the cake from Mom, but she wouldn't let it go. And suddenly it went flying and landed on the ground. Irene burst into tears, and I just wanted to disappear. But Mom wasn't even embarrassed. She said she felt like taking it, so she did. Mom was crazy. Some months later, I told Mom how a parent had donated this awesome computer for our class. And the next day, we walked into our classroom to find it missing. As the principal was investigating the matter, a janitor suddenly pointed to me. "I saw a woman take away a computer yesterday. I've seen her with that girl before." Oh my God, Mom? And sure enough, when I went home with the principal and the police, we found Mom playing games on the computer. She was in prison for a week, and the police officer said she needed therapy for her stealing problem. Everyone was mocking me at school, but Mom came home dancing with joy a few days later, holding the handcuffs that she stole from the police. I'm getting married, and I never have to see you suckers again. I'm rich, rich, rich. And just like that, she left me with Grandma. When I was in the 5th grade, Grandma made me go with her after school to sell vegetables. But one day when I got to our booth, I saw an ambulance there, and Grandma was being carried away. It turned out she'd died from a heart attack. I wrote to Mom, and she came 2 days later, her eyes swollen from crying. Oh, Mom, I'm sorry you're so sad about Grandma. Sad about Grandma? Not at all. I'm crying because of you. Me? What did I do? I'm back to take care of you because my husband won't keep you. Couldn't you have grown up faster while I was gone? I was so mad at Mom, I just stormed out of the room. She was so selfish. We got back to selling vegetables soon, and Mom kept stealing from people. I told her I would work more hours and miss school to make more money if she just stopped stealing. She agreed, but I was sure she still stole money from our clients. One day, a beautiful woman stopped by and asked me why I wasn't at school, and I said I was helping my mom. The woman looked at Mom sternly. This girl belongs in school. If I see her here tomorrow, I'm calling the cops. Suddenly, Mom went bonkers on her. Oh, you think I belong here on the street selling rotten vegetables? If you're Mother Teresa, give me some money and take her. She's all yours. The woman looked angry, but she turned to me and said she'd send me to a really good school if I promised never to miss it. Mom wasn't happy at all, but I was ecstatic. When she left, I saw that Mom had stolen the rich woman's diamond bracelet. I tried to snatch it from her, but she threatened me that she wouldn't allow me to see the rich woman. So I let it go. The rich woman even bought me fancy clothes for school, and everyone thought I was cool, even the snottiest girl in class, Anastasia. All was good until one day I was waiting for the rich woman to show up to my parent-teacher meeting, and I saw Mom walking down the hallway. What was she doing here? I hid behind the lockers so she wouldn't see me, when suddenly I caught her staring at Anastasia. Seconds later, Mom charged straight at her and grabbed her glittery pink hairband. Oh my God, what are you doing? I want that hairband. Gimme it. Are you crazy? Someone get this woman off my hair. Mom managed to pull it off, but she went stumbling to the ground, and so many pens and calculators that she had stolen came flying out of her bag. Just then, she spotted me. Oh, Nadia, come help your poor mommy up. What? Is this crazy trash bag your mom? Just then, the rich woman came walking down the hall. I'm her mom. She glared at Mom and told everyone she was just our crazy maid. She apologized to Anastasia and even arranged a party for all my classmates at her mansion a few days later, just to convince them that she was my mom. But when I got to the 9th grade, the rich woman gave me some really sad news one day. Her husband had lost all his money and she could no longer pay for my school. But even worse, she told me they were moving away. I felt heartbroken. Mom didn't take it well either. She started calling the rich woman bad names for abandoning me. Oh, you think she is bad for leaving me? How about when you left me, Mom? I'm your daughter. Ugh, don't remind me. I'm so sick of you. Mom, you're awful. Do I look like I care about your opinion? And tomorrow you better pack your stuff from that school. It's back to the veggie stall for you. I just skipped dinner and went